It's day 5. Look live. Welcome to day 5, Joy 365. Today, I'm touching on therapy, something I started to talk about yesterday, and I'm touching more on that today for day 5 because therapy is something that definitely, oh my goodness, brought me so much more joy in my life. And if it's something you've thought about, maybe it's something you might want to think more about, and maybe therapy would be something that would bring you more joy potentially. So that's one tip from today is therapy something that might work for you? So I'll touch on my history with therapy in a second. And I'll start by saying that I know that, for example, now it's not something that would be a necessary choice for me. Maybe it will be in the future. Right now, I know it's not what I need, what will work for me right now, or what's needed in my life. But it was in the past, and I'm so grateful for that. So I had my recent time in which the only time that I personally as an adult chose, yeah, I really want to go see someone. I told you how helpful it was. I realized how feelings are temporary and I was able to choose joy whenever I wanted. Oh, so grateful for that. Fun fact. So guess what my therapist's name was? Literally her name is Joy. That's her actual name, is Joy. So cool. If you ever want her info, I'd be happy to share it with you. Anyways, prior to that, I first saw a therapist once, not once, several times. I don't know, maybe a year, I have no idea. When I was 7, after my father died, my mom put me in therapy then. I was just doing, drawing, playing, all that stuff. And then I also saw a therapist in high school because I was a very annoying teenager. I was the most, angelic teenager in terms of never doing anything bad, quote unquote. But I was very annoying in terms of arguing a lot with my mom. So she got pretty annoyed with that and was like, you need to go see someone, because I would get in really bad moods and be really annoying. So yeah, just went through some teenage angst, and then I just got over that, as teenagers do. So I believe May is actually Mental Health Awareness Month, so that's why I wanted to mention therapy again. Anyone else been to a therapist? If so, if you want, put that emoji in the comments, that hand-raising emoji in the comments. We can be in the therapy club together. And what else? I wanted to mention that, oh yes, one important thing to know. My hand's getting tired today. I wanted to mention one important thing to know is if you're someone who's thinking about doing therapy, I want to make sure you know this one thing that applies actually both to therapy as well as something that I always tell all of my health coaching clients, that change doesn't happen overnight, right? So don't expect to see a therapist or to work with me if that's something you wanted, and expect to be done, have all your results in 1 or 2 sessions. You can start to see progress, but it just doesn't happen overnight. It takes time for sustainable change, for actually getting breakthroughs, for having, real mindset changes and having things be really different and sustained long term. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, and you got to put in effort. So I want to make sure you know that, if you want to see a therapist, it wouldn't happen in 1 or 2 sessions. It takes more time to really, get that going and to make changes. I'm trying to think, actually, how long did I see a therapist in that recent time? I believe, I think I saw her for, I believe about a year and 4 months, year and a half, something like that. So that was my experience in recent years, like I said, so helpful. And I also wanted to touch upon the fact of why I'm mentioning mental health again, because it is foundational, like I said in the day 1 video. Having mental health is key. It's literally the foundation of building a house. You have your mental health, and then that leads you to make more supportive decisions. If you're feeling crappy up here, if you're unhappy, really angry, etc., depressed, it's not going to cause you to make supportive decisions for yourself. It's just simply not. If you're feeling down, you're going to, probably therefore just eat lots of unhealthy food, not want to move, and just not make decisions that actually make you feel good. You're going to be feeling down and, want to stay in that down place, versus when you're feeling good, you make awesome decisions that uplift your life. You eat foods that nourish you, that feel great. And so 2 examples I want to mention for my own life is two examples on both sides of the spectrum is that when I first moved to New York, I was feeling overwhelmed, my first job, being in a new city. I lived it myself, not a smart choice at the time. Coming from college, having friends down the hall. I didn't have friends down the hall in my big apartment building. Anyways, so I was feeling, lonely. It was tough. I was stressed, and caused me to, just eat a lot of unhealthy food every day. I would stress eat. So I wasn't making supportive decisions for my health because I was feeling, just down and overwhelmed and stressed. And then to give an opposite example, so interesting, when I went on a trip abroad with 30, 40 other people just this past December, it's so interesting because I remember that I was having so much fun. I was in such joy being with these wonderful people, getting to see all these cool sights and experiences. I was in Israel. And I remember being so joyful that I remember food being so not important, which is so funny because I love food and I was still eating, but I remember just, it was like just not at the top of my list because I, didn't need to fill a void, quote unquote, with food because I was having so much fun and taking so much joy just talking to people and being around them and et cetera, et cetera. And I made so many, helpful, healthy, supportive decisions then. On that trip, I was fitting in some workouts and just making extra healthy food decisions because I already had so much joy. So that's something that I remember is very interesting. So that's why I want to remind you of how important your mental health is. That's why I'm doing these videos. Joy is paramount. You feel joy and you'll make so many other supportive decisions for your health. So many other supportive decisions. So if you feel like you could use more joy, of course, I'd be happy to help you. That's something that I specialize in, working with my health coaching clients. Or, of course, if a therapist is something that you think would be helpful, I'm happy to give you the name of mine if you live in New York. Or, of course, you can look into that, talk to other people you know, and look into that option. And I hope that these videos are bringing you joy, helping you come up with some strategies to have more joy and opening up your mind, some food for thought. And if you know anyone who would benefit, please do spread the word. I would love to help as many people as I can. Have a terrific day. Sending you so much love and joyful, healthy vibes. See you tomorrow. Bye.